So it's been 2 years in my YouTube journey. I posted my very first video on New Year's Day in 2021, and now we're at the start of 2023 and the time has gone by extremely quickly. This video is going to be more casual. It's not going to be my usual content about investing. In this video, I'm going to be talking about my YouTube journey, the struggles and issues that I've faced and how it's been generally so far, and some advice as well towards the end. So stick around if you're interested. So when I first started back in 2021, it was super exciting. It was going to be this new adventure and I was going to finally start a YouTube channel under my own personal name. I had started channels previously, but they were all under like an anonymous name and they were about different topics, which all, didn't really work out. But this channel was going to be the new thing because I was going to put my own name behind it. I was going to be public with it. And it was pretty exciting at the start. I was extremely committed, enjoying the ride. It was super fun and I was really being consistent and embracing the grind. In my first year of YouTube, I had a goal to post 150 videos, which turns out to be about 3 videos per week. Now, I didn't end up reaching that goal. I ended up making about 137 videos, but overall, I was happy with the progress because it was my first year on YouTube, and honestly, 137 videos on YouTube while working full-time is pretty good. I wasn't gonna complain about that. In some weeks, I was putting out between 3 to 4 videos and I was really enjoying the grind, and I ended up the year with about 1,500 subscribers. And then 2022 started. Once again, in the beginning, I had some pretty grand plans. I was going to expand the channel, really grow it out, and finally get monetized, which was one of my biggest goals for the year. I was going to make some really good content that had a real focus on story, some awesome filmmaking shots, and I really wanted to up the production value of my videos. And I made a couple videos that certainly had that, and I liked them myself, like the video where I talked about spending $5,000 on my credit card, or talking about my failed business and stuff like that. Those videos I feel like had a real focus on story, they had depth, and I think those are one of my favorite videos on the channel. So I kept making videos like that, and then I would also post a normal, investing video like reviewing a random ETF like this crypto mining ETF. For the first couple of months, it was going great. I found a real balance between posting a high quality video and then posting a low effort, easy video like reviewing an ETF, which is something that, I've become quite good at over the past, 2 years or so. But then the second half of the year started and something started to happen. And, when I look back on it, I still can't describe what exactly happened. When I would sit down, do my usual thing, think about next week's video and start to write the script, the outline, I would feel like doing anything but that. When I was editing my videos, I wanted to just get it over and done with and stop putting in the extra effort to make the edit shine. I slowly started to lose interest in something which only just a year before that I absolutely loved, and I couldn't understand how or even why this happened. It's super strange because only at the beginning of that year I had such grand plans of making this really cool content, and then just 6 months later it was the complete opposite. Now, I knew that at the start of the year I set a goal to myself to put out at least 1 video per week, but it just got super tough that I started to post videos of shorts, which is, pretty low effort content. I was basically, recycling my short videos from TikTok, posting them on YouTube, and then counting that as an upload, which technically isn't really an upload, but I was still counting it as that upload for the week. So I kept the consistency going, even though I felt like doing anything but that. I had to keep on doing it because I wanted the consistency. I wanted to keep on posting 1 video per week because 52 videos is what I had to make that year. It became such a hard slog, and only at the end of last year I realized what exactly was happening. I was facing burnout. Now, I didn't really think that something like that could happen to me, as weird as it sounds. I always like to think of myself as being very strong mentally and being very resilient. I used to think that if it would ever happen to me, I would know how to deal with it. I know myself. But the way that this happened, it sort of happened over a period of time, and it slowly, took over me. And right now at this very moment, I'm not too sure if I'm completely out of it. I know it's a new year and everything, but I'm not too sure if I've completely sort of gone out of that burnout mode. But right now I can say with 100% confidence that YouTube in year 1, which is 2021, was much more fun. I was much more consistent. I was much more enjoying the process than year 2, which was 2022. The whole of last year has just been a blur. I was basically operating on autopilot. I think a big thing which played into my burnout was the views, subscribers, and the AdSense revenue as well. So if we have a look at year 1, which is 2021, finished off the year with 56k views, which, I'm pretty happy with that. 1.5k subs, I'm not going to complain at all. But when we go to year 2, I think this is where things get a bit more alarming. So I'll switch to year 2 and we can see that views were down about 7%. We ended up with about 51.8k views compared to 56k in 2021. So about 8K of the views in last year came from shorts. So, just some stats for you there. But I feel like, with shorts, it's hard to really build that connection because the content itself is, so short form, and like it sounds very weird, but the value of one view versus a view on a normal video is not the same because people can just easily scroll, and the way that it's calculated, I think, isn't like the best indicator and whatnot, but we can go into that in some other video. If we have a look at the watch time, that basically fell off a cliff at 24% less than last year or the year before. So 3K watch hours. So obviously people have watched my videos less. But the most alarming thing though is the subscribers gained, which is 597. So let's just call it 600. That has basically gone down about 60% year on year. And I think that is the thing which, really took a, big toll on me, because all that effort in year 2, the actual growth wasn't coming along. Moving on to revenue, which is something that I know you guys would love to know about. It is just under $800 because I got monetized just in January. I'll deep dive a bit more into revenue just to show you guys how it worked out. So obviously January is when we got monetized, and then month on month, the revenue was going up. It was all good. And then around this point, it sort of started to plateau a little bit. We had a big month in July, but then that is the biggest month that I've ever had. And then like, that's it, $85. And then from that point onwards, every single month, the revenue has been taking basically a nosedive down. And I think January this year is going to be probably the worst month of my AdSense. So we're basically death spiraling at this stage, which obviously isn't good at all. But of course, YouTube ad revenue is just a function of the views you get. So obviously, it kind of makes sense. So overall, year on year, I don't think it's the best thing ever, but do let me know your thoughts. Am I just overreacting here? Is it that bad? Because I'm looking at it and I think it's, not the best, but let me know what you think. I think another thing which contributed a lot to the burnout is my new job, which I got at the end of 2021 and basically really got into in all of last year. And I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty demanding. It's not like one of those typical 9-to-5 jobs where once you hit 5 o'clock, you just go home. It's one of those jobs where even when you finish work and you're heading home, you're still sort of thinking about work, even, throughout your day, even on the weekends, you're still sort of thinking, did that client get what he wanted? Did I finish this? Did I finish that? It's pretty, full on. And to the group that, wants to really make this their whole thing and they love the career and whatnot, a job like this is really, really good. But I'm not really part of that group and I want to keep doing this as well. So yeah, it makes it pretty tough. It's pretty funny, like in my job, I look at financials and other information basically on a daily basis. We look for businesses that are growing year on year, and we want to help those business owners grow even more by helping them with loans and more lending and whatnot. And if I sort of look at that and then contrast that with the financials or the income and expenses of this whole YouTube thing, it is basically the complete opposite. This small business, I wouldn't even call it a small business, to be honest. I think it's more like a micro business. It is complete opposite of what we look for, which it sucks. So let's put all that behind us and look forward where to from here with this channel. Well, look, I'm definitely not going to give up on YouTube just yet. I got monetized only about a year ago, and that has been a huge goal of mine. I know a lot of new YouTubers that start don't even get to that point because it just gets very tough and they give up, unfortunately. So just getting to that milestone is a step in the right direction. And I've come this far, and I think it would be a bit of a cop out to just sort of give up now. I think there's still a lot of potential, still different things that I can sort of try. So I'm not just gonna give up on it just yet. But one thing that I've realized is that I do need to find ways of making YouTube videos fun again and make content that I actually enjoy. So once again, I'm gonna be cutting down the amount of videos I'll be putting out in 2023 by half again. So I'll be putting out a video once a fortnight and really focusing on stuff that I actually want to talk about and really trying to focus on quality, more story. The topics I'll talk about may not always be about investing. There could be stuff about self-development, more storytelling about things in my life, my experiences, and I'll sort of try to tie it in with money, more, money psychology stuff. It could even be career stuff as well, but just things that go beyond just the average sort of ETF video, which is just surface level content. I think it's time to go even more deeper. I'm going to branch out a bit more rather than just sticking to ETF reviews. I've done too many of those, so yeah, stay tuned. If I can give any piece of advice to new YouTubers that are just starting out in their YouTube journey, I would say to make the process of creating a YouTube video as fun, as sustainable, and as easy as possible. Once again, you need to focus on the stuff you can control, which is stuff like quality and consistency, and not worry too much about the outputs, which is stuff like views, subscribers and ad revenue. It's pretty funny, I just complain about those things in the middle of the video. Obviously, ultimately, we do care about the outputs, but once again, if I'm going to look forward, I'm going to be focusing on the inputs, which is stuff I can control, which is quality and consistency and experimenting with different types of content, because at the end of the day, those are the only things that you have in your area of control. And if you're not enjoying the process of making videos, you need to find out exactly why that's happening. Could it be that you like a specific process better? Maybe you like being on camera more than you like editing. If that's the case, then you need to outsource the editing part, because it will be completely worth it, because that'll free up time for you to work on something else, something that you really like, where you can sort of batch record videos and just send them to be edited. Everyone is passionate about something. Those are the best topics to make videos on. You need to enjoy the process. Look, I'm going to wrap it up here. I hope this video gave you some insight into, the channel and sort of how things are going at the moment. I'm looking forward to creating different content this year. Thank you so much for being with me for the past 2 years. I really, really do appreciate it. And hopefully 2023 is going to be a great year 3 for this channel. And thank you for being here once again. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye now. I'm going to branch out